I got a fever. And the only prescription is more cowbell.
I'm broken system, broken trust, and I approve this message.
For legal reasons, that's a joke.
I need that money. I really, really do. I need that money. I really need that money. Really need that money. I need that money. I really, really do. I need that money. I really need that money. Really need that money. Really, that money. That money.
Mask on. Fuck it, mask on. Mask on. Fuck it, mask on.
Oh shit. Here we go again.
Welcome back, my friends. We've got 13 people here. I am going to be honest with you guys. I'm not expecting very many people tonight, simply because, well, everybody's streaming right now. Let me do something off screen here. Yeah, I think like 3 people are streaming right now. Killer goes live at 9:30, which I'll be trying to drop you guys off there after this. But yeah, this is going to be Chris in court. Let me bring it up. This is from DirectD's channel. He put up the entire court case without any extra shit like Todd tried to do. Yeah, but this is court case from the 18th when he showed up, and I believe this is his first time without an attorney. And he tries, if you guys listen to Chris at all, Chris tries to do this thing where he just constantly, I'm the smartest person in the room. But then when he gets in front of the police, gets in front of the judge, he's just this simple country bumpkin who just doesn't understand why things aren't going his way. Stop it. But in the meantime, I have something to show you guys. Something. It's about Chris and Todd. It's a short that I found. Enjoy for 12. So if you guys haven't been around the water cooler all day, Todd has just done fucked himself 12 ways from Sunday. And I'm here for it. Let me put myself up in the corner and then we can start this because, oh, brother. Yeah, I don't even know how long this is. About 30 minutes. After 30 minutes, I'll drop you off with who's ever on. I'm going to make 2 videos tonight because I'm going camping tomorrow. So I will not be available for streams tomorrow. So here we go.
On the record, Kellett versus Christopher Ryder.
Yes, sir.
24 CR 51. Mr. Ryder, you want to come around, please? A couple things on the docket today. I don't see the special prosecutor here.
Sorry, Your Honor. I believe it's because my attorney filed a motion to withdraw, and I'm seeking new counsel now. So there's really no lawyer for it.
Well, they didn't get my permission. This is my court.
I thought that too.
Anyone else's.
That's what I thought.
Let me go record and see what's happening here.
So, Ryan, where to start? A long time ago, this man was trapped in an elevator. He was told not to do XYZ in the elevator. He proceeded to do XYZ in the elevator and said that they were kidnapping him because he's an idiot. And that started the Chris being covered by multiple people. That wasn't me. And then I saw him, I don't know, for lack of a better term, harassing a smaller content creator. So a bunch more people got involved. And that's when Chris started playing victim. I don't like people who play victim when they're actually the aggressor. Chris has always been the aggressor, which is why he's in court right now for, it was 25, then somebody said 15, and then somebody said 20-ish. I'm just going to go with 20, like 20-ish and split the difference. Just shave it, Chris. Yeah, I feel that. So that's what he did. He's lied about my military service, lied about my job status at my the job I worked at the police department, he was trying to say that I was an IT guy. If you guys know me at all, you know that I'm a fucking caveman. I don't know shit about shit. Okay, let me jack up the volume as much as I can. I don't know how much more I can go. I can do 150%. So I'll jack it up to 150%. He did that. Let's see, what else has he done? The guy who he was good friends with, but then pretending not to be, he bragged about calling CPS on me. He bragged about making a knowingly false CPS call. And then Chris Ryder was like, good job, buddy. Good job. He's also platformed the guy who's like actually stalking me. Like he's stalked me across state lines. He's propped that guy up, good friends with him. It's a whole thing. It's a whole thing. So anytime I get the chance to embarrass this man, I take it. That might not be good, might not be bad, but I take it. I want to see this man in jail because in my opinion, he's a piece of shit. We literally have screenshots that were on social media. I want to say it was his Facebook page. He doxed a government official and literally said in the comments, I'll be here in my underwear. You guys should like stop by or something like that. He said that about not even the actual elected official's house, but where that government official's underage kid stayed. So he wanted to be in his underwear with that guy's underage kid, which, if you know Chris Ryder, he's also propped up a sex offender who diddled his 12-year-old sister and got her pregnant. So Chris is just a bad human being. He deserves the worst.
I need to see, I know why you're talking, he's asking to withdraw. I need to call, do we have a phone number on the special prosecutor? His name's Cardi's from the AG's office.
Judge, he's walking in.
He's coming to know us. The door's not locked, is it?
No, it's not locked.
Just make sure that there he is.
Who knocked up the sister? If you remember, a long, long time ago, when it was I've actually brought this up. Okay, hold on. Let me talk about one thing at a time because I do have to answer both. So it was D. Garrett. If you guys remember for lack of a politically correct term, the black guy that Chris brought to Meade County, in my opinion, to start some sort of like race war. Turns out he's a sex offender. He was registered in Ohio, and I want to say now he's registered in Kentucky. He diddled his 12-year-old sister and got her pregnant. And then like Stockholm syndromed her into a live stream where she said he forgave her or she forgave him. I guess that's the way it would be. But apparently she hates his guts, which, given the situation, yeah, I can understand that. Second, was this filmed on an iPhone 1? I believe so. I've actually talked about this several times. Oh, yeah, you're not hearing any chipmunk laughing coming from him now. No, and when he gets to court, he's just this simple country bumpkin that just, I don't understand court, Your Honor. Was this filmed on an iPhone 1? I've actually brought this up on other courts where it's just like, how much would it cost for me to just donate you a fucking webcam? You know what I mean? Like, just donate every court in the country a fucking $100, $150 webcam just so that my viewing experience is better. Is that petty? I think it's petty, but I'll do it. Oh, dear Lord. Member for 28 months. You're working tonight again. And you keep me sane. That is, I appreciate that. I barely keep myself sane at this point. Aaron Queen.
Sorry about that, Judge. I got caught in a wreck on I-65.
Well, I didn't know what had happened to you or anyone else. I just called the case. There looks like there's two things in this case to be heard today. One is a motion by Mr. Clay to withdraw. He filed that motion. Let me just give a little chronology here.
Hot damn member for 19 months. I appreciate it. So yeah, this was his first appearance without Thomas Clay. He was told earlier in the month that Thomas Clay, he wanted out. He wanted out. Thomas Clay is old, not trying to deal with this shit. And the court wanted him to come to court, and he's like, oh, if I could do it from Zoom, I'll stay. Nah, bro, you got to come to court. So he left. I have some thoughts on that matter, but I'm going to keep those to myself for now. But yeah, he keeps saying, oh, I'm gonna get an attorney. I got some consultations with some attorneys. Who would have thought an attorney wouldn't want to take a client that couldn't pay and who's probably a month away from trial? Who would have thought an attorney want to pick up a losing case?
Law order entered March the 19th. The jury trial that was set to commence on March 23rd was remanded by agreement of the parties. And then on March the 20th, I entered an order stating that that trial was set for 4 days beginning March 23rd of this year. Commonwealth filed a motion to increase the bond to be heard on February 19th. Defendant filed a motion on February 18th to be heard on February 19th to continue the bond motion. Counsel for defendant was not present. Counsel for Commonwealth was. I entered an order on February the 19th. Granting motion continued the bond motion until March the 19th. On March the 16th, the defendant filed an affidavit for me to recuse myself. On March the 18th, the defendant filed a motion to either continue the hearing that was set for March the 19th and continue the trial which was scheduled to begin on March the 23rd. It was unclear as to which hearing or trial the defendant wants to continue. Neither the defendant nor his counsel appeared on March 19th regarding motions. I will say that the special prosecutors always appeared. The defendant has been unable to get a continuance to the trial date by simply not appearing in court. That's how I look at it. So I order that the attorneys shall appear before this court today on the bond motion. The jury trial was remanded from the March 23rd docket. The issues that have been raised regarding the trial, including the issue of recusal, should be heard today at 10 o'clock. The hearing shall be heard in person in the circuit courtroom and will not be by Zoom or any other electronic method. All right. Then the next thing,
yeah, at this point, there should be two things that the court hears. Some sort of plea agreement or we would like to go to trial. That's the only two things he should accept from Chris Ryder. Anything else should get shredded in front of Chris while he cries. Like, Chris is one of those people that genuinely piss me off because he's genuinely made victims of so many people. And instead of taking responsibility for it, he blames everyone else and then kicks this specific case down the road as often as he can. And without Thomas Clay and Thomas Clay's reputation, Chris has nothing left. Yeah, in my head, Thomas Clay was the only thing kicking it down the road was Thomas Clay's good standing in the state. But now that Thomas Clay is gone, it's Chris's bad reputation with the state, and they're like, nah, we're not gonna let this shit slide anymore.
On April 21st, Mr. Clay, counsel for defendant filed a motion for me to allow him to withdraw his counsel due to his ongoing health issues. In support of that motion, Mr. Clay filed attached letters from 5 different healthcare providers in support of that motion. I've read those, and they are from doctors that indicates Mr. Clay's health is not good. He's been advised by his doctors to limit his appearances, maybe even quit practicing in some areas. Then a request, he has to have accommodation occur by Zoom for meetings indefinitely, and so forth. Now, where that leaves us is a 2024 case that is over 2 years old now, charging Mr. Ryder with intimidating a participant in the legal process, 2 counts.
Now, I know you were watching the video and you were enjoying it and all that, but if you could do me a favor and hit the like button, it helps with YouTube's new algorithm. They're doing some funny stuff with the algorithm, and you need to like leave a comment.
This is accurate. YouTube changed their whole algorithm bullshit last month.
Comment and like. I'm just asking for a like. If you could leave a comment, that'd be great too. Don't be a sucker. Just fucking do it.
Personally.
Also, that was a jump scare from him, I think. Scared the shit out of me.
Information, and there's been a lot of social media activity here, which I don't read, and I advise everybody not to. A lot of criticism, I think, of the court system for not getting this case moving better. I wish that the critics could read the file and see why it's where it is now, but I can't be worried about the critics. Now, that being said, I'm going to allow Mr. Clay to withdraw because I don't think we're going to get anywhere with he's here. And if he's got health issues, I'll respect that.
Long story. If anybody can help me with this. So he started with this bullshit in Meade County. He had a court date and he went the day before to get his records, which to me is completely irresponsible. But he did that, and then he wanted to ask the court clerks like legal opinions, and they're like, nah, bro. And then one of them are just like, just stop talking to them. They're useless human beings, which is accurate. And then they ended up getting arrested, which I actually played that. That was a 40-something minute video from like the back of the jail, courthouse, whatever it is. So there's that. And then after that, what the fuck did he do? He started going in on JJ, doxed a bad address, and ever since then, he's been more or less, I think he started with 5 charges, and now it's up to like almost 20 because part of bond is don't talk about this person. They are your victim. Do not fucking talk about them. And he couldn't just not do that. And then they said, hey, well, don't talk about them. Don't publish any pictures of them. Yeah, and then he fucked that up. And it's just him fucking up his bond over and over and over and over. And that's why anytime anyone says JJ, he just goes, yeah, I can't talk about that. So I think he's gotten the point that he can't talk about it. But the bad thing is his circle, instead of him talking about it, his circle is now talking about JJ doing something like a third-party communication, which also is against his bond. This would be like if this was a domestic situation and Chris said, hey, mom, can you actually talk to this person instead of me? In my opinion, that's what Chris is doing. Come on. I swear. All right, let's do something real quick. Let me save the spot. 7 minutes, 55 seconds. Let me refresh the page. Damn. 7 minutes, 55 seconds. All right, let's bring this back up.
Then he submitted an order to withdraw. I'm going to allow that to happen. Now, that leaves you without counsel. How long have you known you was going to ask me to withdraw, Mr. Ryder?
I found out when everybody did just a couple days before court last week.
Last week?
Yes, sir.
We had court on misdemeanor cases in Hardin County with Judge Shoemate.
Okay.
Mr. Clay appeared there via Zoom, explained himself to Judge Shoemate. Judge Shoemate allowed his withdrawal at that time.
Okay. Well, he filed this motion withdrawal,
I would do about it, just pretty much didn't know what to do until court.
Okay, you going to retain another attorney?
Yes, sir. So we're working on that.
Have you made arrangements to do that?
I've made several.
I'm ready to set this for trial.
Yes, sir. I've made several calls to set up for, I can't remember what it's called, recommunicate with the new lawyer and talk to him about your case. I've got a couple of those arranged.
Have any of them told you they won't represent you until Mr. Clay is no longer your attorney?
Well, that's what was happening before the court date. So like I tried to reach out when I first found out, and everybody said they didn't want to step on Mr. Clay's toes, that it would have to be after he was removed. And then I've called those people back, and I do have 2 lawyers that are interested. I haven't stopped there. I mean, I'm calling more attorneys than that, but I mean, I'm going to keep calling until I get one.
Also, I know I keep stopping a lot. Is Chrissy balding? More than he'd like to admit. Because of this actual courtroom, you can actually see how much he's balding. But don't ever talk to him about it because he'll flip shit. But I compared this case to Broken System, Broken Trust in White Lake when he was there for his driving on an expired license bullshit. He kept saying, I think he went through like a half dozen settlement conferences, pretrial conferences, yada, yada. And he would tell the court, hey, I actually want to talk to an attorney. Can we push this down the road? And then they would say, of course, of course. And then he would end up in Artie's Corporate Fictions fucking live chat, talking to him. We would all talk shit to him. And then in the next day in court, oh, well, I talked to Artie's Corporate Fiction on YouTube. And it's like, well, that's not consulting and hiring an attorney. What are the names, Mr. Chris Ryder is the guy in the middle.
I'm going to set this for a date. Is it on this Thursday?
Stacy, is it on already Thursday? It is on this Thursday. Is it on Thursday?
Okay.
You have July 27, 28, and 29 available.
I want you to have your attorney here Thursday.
This Thursday?
Yeah. With you.
What if
I'm not going to require you to come down. We can do it by Zoom. I never do criminal by Zoom. I want to do it for you because you've been here faithfully and you never get it.
Well, whatever you need from me, Judge. If you need me to physically be here, I can get my schedule. I mean, I have 4 things on Thursday, but if it is required my presence to be here, I can get it rescheduled.
I'm not going to require you to be here by Zoom.
Yes, sir.
Unless you want to be here. Because I don't want to take a chance if you make another trip down here. But I have a feeling he won't be able to have an attorney here.
Yes. He should ask. That would jump past everything BSBT did. Be like, hey, can you just give me some names off the top of your head? Innocent auditor, I would like... Well, I can't say what I would like to happen to Chris Ryder, but yeah, he's trying to kick the can down the road. And personally, if I was innocent and wanted to clear my good name, I would not be dragging this out for 3 years, collecting all sorts of charges along the way.
But I'm going to leave the hearing in place. I want you to have your attorney with you, and I'm not going to let him do by Zoom. I don't do criminal law by Zoom, except I'm going to allow this to happen. He hasn't asked for it. This gentleman's been very faithful and done what he's supposed to do. He drives down from Louisville every day. Is your office in Louisville or Franklin?
It's in Louisville.
Okay. So he drives down, and where do you live, sir?
I live in southern Indiana,
We're in Southern Indiana.
Harrison County.
You're so across the street.
No, it's 40 minutes.
Well, it's next county over. Like I live in Breckman.
I live in Lanesville, Indiana.
Yeah, it's close. Close to Louisville is. I want you here with your attorney, and if you don't have an attorney, I want you to be able to tell me who's about to, you're retaining and so forth, because we need to get this case moving. I could appoint you, I could have you prepare an affidavit, I want to have that done today, to see if you can't afford an attorney. I'll appoint one for you. Are you getting DPA in Hardin County?
I don't know.
No, he's just, Mr. Clay was representing him on all the cases.
What did Judge Shoemate do about?
Judge Shoemate passed our case to June 1st, I believe. I have to look through my calendar and find the exact date. She passed it to June 1st for Mr. Ryder to secure counsel, and then I think at that date she was going to post a date for us to all physically come down to Hardin County, which I would assume would probably be sometime in July, give or take, and talk to the new attorney, and because it's myself and Miss Patty Eschner, who is a Jefferson County attorney, with special prosecution on some of the other misdemeanors. And so she's going to have us come down there and talk, have everybody talk, and then set a trial date at that time for those cases.
June the 1st is on Monday.
Okay, I just want to point out, because I said June 1st. We're going to look at this. Share this tab instead. All right. Doesn't have any personal information, just court dates and court case numbers for Christopher L. Ryder. D for dumbass. Now, so these are all of his cases. And if you guys know the Michigan court system, much more comprehensive. Each case has their own drop down of when it happened, the events of the case thus far. Just much better than this. So this doesn't really give you anything. It's just the case number, who it is, Commonwealth v. Chris Ryder, the preliminary hearing, and the date. So 602, 602, 604, 602, 602, 602, 602, 602. This, yes, this case is almost 3 years old. What are we doing, guys? What are we doing? They said June 1st. I'm pretty sure they meant June 2nd. That's why he said, oh, I have to look at my calendar, but I think it's June 1st. It's June 2nd. I just wanted to point that out before we got too in the weeds when it came to that. So here we go. Is it gonna do this to me again? Yep, yes it is. I'm gonna have to refresh. Let's see what we're looking at. 1246. 1246. That's close enough. Bang, there we go.
The 4th.
There we go.
Okay, that'll give you a little bit more time to find an attorney, since you're going to have one by then anyway. So I'm going to reset this.
What's it set for Thursday?
What was it set for Thursday? I don't think. Yeah, I don't know what's set for Thursday.
I did not have it on my.
No.
Is it on the calendar, Stace? Yeah. So I need to remove that hearing.
I don't know if that.
I don't have,
because we talked about a lot of dates last time. If that we're thinking about going to a motion hour, but then put it on at this time because of conflicts that.
So I'll remove the hearing for a Thursday and reset it to June 4 for the September council.
Yeah, and we'll give you a Zoom link if you want to do it by Zoom on June the 4th. Will June 4th work for you by Zoom?
Yes, but I can be here physically on June the 4th.
Okay.
That's not it.
That's just set for June the 4th.
Yeah, that's not an issue.
That way you'll be here,
and
you'll be here with your attorney, I hope.
And I only have 2 things on that day, so I can get that all squared away prior to being
I'll
here.
just go ahead and have it for the affidavit.
Yeah.
So we'll enroll.
Yeah.
It needs to be appointed.
Where are those affidavits for?
Oh, yes, we have some.
Okay,
Maybe I'm going to print one from here. Let me see.
let me ask you this. Do you intend to hire an attorney, or do you want me to appoint one for you? I can only appoint one for you if you qualify.
Right. I intend to try to.
He qualifies. He qualifies. Replacing 4 ceiling tiles at a time. Turns out, it's not as not a lucrative business. Innocent auditor. It's something about. I just looked it up. The statutory mechanism for designating a special judge to replace or displace a disqualified or unavailable trial judge in Kentucky. I don't see the reason for that. I think this guy's just trying to waste the court's time and should be charged for that. If anything, because of what he's been doing for the last 3 years, I think his bond should be revoked and he should be charged with contempt. And he should be sitting in prison until the jury trial. That's just my opinion on the matter.
Hire one. I mean, if I have that money, I don't know how much it's going to be.
Okay. I'm going to have you fill one of these out anyway, just in case that one will be ready. And that will be, you'll be covered at that time.
So, what is that hearing for?
For you to be here with your attorney.
I mean, what's the hearing for itself? What's it about?
So to make sure your attorney is in and we get a trial date.
Okay.
I mean, I guess at that time, I'd like to have my bond motion from December heard.
Okay.
And
so that was never heard, was it?
No, sir. And then just further on the record,
Did I change his bond though?
You added some extra conditions to the bond, and I want to reiterate that I think Mr. Ryder is pushing those conditions, or at least has a few times. I'm not saying that he's constantly doing it, but he is still.
If I was the prosecutor, I would look right at Chris and tell him to stop fucking looking at me sideways. The fact that Chris is like, what are you talking about? Motherfucker, this is the problem with Chris. I talk about this all the time with KTZ on Booze and Body Cam. It is 2026. Unless you do something fucking behind closed doors with somebody that's standing next to you, more than likely that shit's on social media, in a photo, in a video, yada, yada, yada. This is his last court hearing from the 18th, Shane. This is the first case or first hearing where his big hotshot attorney isn't with him because he said, I'm out. Filed a motion to be removed from the case. He says, I'm out. And now he's like, I'm a country bumpkin. I'm maybe talking to an attorney. I just don't know how much it'll cost. But yeah, the fact that Chris is like, what are you talking about? All the shit that he has done against his bond conditions are literally recorded in a video or in a comment or something of that nature. So Chris saying, what? Don't act crazy. Don't act shocked.
Talking about, I just want to stress to Mr. Ryder to stop talking about the case. I understand why he does, and it's freedom of speech.
Let's talk about that.
Well, it's
on Facebook. Where's it on?
I believe that the victim sent me. I have to get him because I didn't bring it up, bring physical copies because I didn't believe we were going to, with the issues have the bond hearing today. I know that I've received from victims multiple things about videos, thumbnails, things that were posted post that order going out. I believe one, and
did you post my order?
No, sir.
Not posting.
I haven't posted anything about Lee County at all.
Those were posted. Posted post the order happening. I think that Mr. Scarborough could attest to that. There's at least 1 or 2 videos out there that, or at least a screenshot that was sent to me by Mr. Scarborough of a video that showed, it seems to be JJ with his face blurred out, that was posted post that order.
Yes, I believe I know the video. And it wasn't that, if I remember correctly, because apparently this may have been on Zoom, I'm not sure. I was power washing my deck, completely forgot about this because there was a court case that happened a few days earlier. So I totally forgot about this. But I've been physically or, I don't know, virtually in the court every single time he has it, if there's Zoom available. very easy. And if I remember correctly, he's not supposed to talk or post about JJ or his entire family. And for some reason, this country bumpkin posted a video of JJ, but because his editing was so poor, like he tried to blur the face out, but he also tried to do the closing zoom, which shifted the blur so you could see JJ's face. And it's just like, that's JJ. And I believe he did the same thing to JJ's wife. So it's like, you weren't supposed to do that. So the fact that he's like still mean mugging the prosecutor is fucking wild.
So, you know, I understand we're not here for a bond motion increase because Mr. Ryder does not have representation. But again, I want to reiterate that not only myself, but both of the victims in all Mr. Ryder's cases believe that he is, they believe he's egregiously violated that bond condition. And so I just want to bring that up to the court and just reiterate to Mr. Ryder that he needs to not those things that
I haven't revoked your bond, which is different.
I haven't.
I don't have to worry about you getting a lawyer time. We'll just set it aside.
I haven't done that. They're lying.
Well, I will, don't say anybody lied.
Oh, I'm sorry, but I didn't. I mean, I didn't post anything.
They're a mistake. Don't call people liars.
I understand.
Okay. Now, I'm going to be fair with you. I have been. I've let you and your attorney kick me around all over the place up here. Your victims are not happy with how this case is being handled. I'm not either. No reflection.
Because justice delayed is justice denied. I've seen murder cases go to trial quicker than this. Like I said, you saw the case number. It was from 2023. I believe in October, this case will be 3 years old. That's too long for this. Chris should have been in jail a long time ago.
The prosecutor or me, but it's been difficult, and I can tell there's been a pattern here to continue this case on as we can. But enough is enough. I'm going to look at your bond now.
Sir, I believe that I would have a right to have a hearing where I get to show evidence and they provide evidence.
You sure do. I'm just going to get your bond.
Yes, sir.
Okay? But you can't keep demanding hearings and a violation of your rights if you prevent this court from giving you a hearing because you don't have an attorney. I don't know what you're doing. I know how this is being tried. I've been around a long time.
Sir, I trusted my attorney, Thomas Clay.
I'm glad that you do. He's not your attorney.
I did trust my attorney, Thomas Clay.
I'm glad that you did. He's not your attorney now.
But I don't know this system. He did.
And I'm going to refuse to recuse myself. I'm not going to recuse myself. That's a little offensive to me that I'm being asked to recuse. Let me see what.
I'm not an attorney. I don't claim to be one. I'm self-admitted not the smartest human being on the planet. With that said, I see no real reason for the judge to recuse himself. This case, and there's part of the case that got kicked to Hardin County, they're both being tried the same way. They're both being kicked down the road the same way. And one is in a whole different county. So if he's trying to say, well, this judge is good friends with the JJs. If that was the case, they would be being tried differently or being ruled on differently. And they're not. It's insane. Where was it? Yeah, I think you made, 3 comments just now? Yeah. Again, I've been in front of a judge one time as like somebody that needed to talk. Everything the judge said, yep, yes, Your Honor, yes, sir, yep, yep, absolutely, yep, you're correct, yes, sir, yes, sir. Chris doesn't have that bone in his body. You know what I mean? Like, this is your courtroom. I'm going to show you respect, and I'm going to shut the fuck up and only talk when spoken to. Chris doesn't have that in his body.
That motion says about me, actually.
Oh, gotta read the motion. It was a Kim Blandino tactic. Yeah, buddy. Also, I just want to point out, if you guys remember the Kim Blandino sidewalk stream I did a while ago, Kim Blandino actually commented on that, which is fucking crazy to me. So crazy.
That motion that's filed on Mr. Clay criticizes, is it Olivia? Olivia criticizes him. See, here we are criticizing the prosecutor. He's on trial. Said that I responded to a statement he made with laughter, criticizing me. Everybody's criticizing except you. Said that I modified your bond at that hearing to include provisions that you couldn't speak of me, Kentucky, the case, or the victims on your YouTube channel. After stating to the defendant, your first will stop here. Stop somewhere, I'm going to stop it here. Said when I modified your bond in this hearing, I made a prejudgment in this matter before hearing the case. That the defendant had legal representation present. You had legal representation, he just wasn't present. By his choice. And they filed an affidavit of disqualification, requesting me to recuse myself, and he states his medical conditions I'm sympathetic with. And so I have signed the motion allowing him to withdraw. He's not involved in the case anymore. You're going to show up here with an attorney on June the 4th. We're going to get this case going. I'm ready to set it for trial. I think everybody's ready to set it for trial.
I'm ready.
And we need to order denying the defendant's motion for this court to recuse.
I think the one that I signed said that you had a close working relationship with the victims in the case.
I had read that today. Now, who would that be?
I just want to point out, how many pages is this fucking motion? My man. Let me get to the back, Chris. I even heard the SpongeBob 10 years later. I heard that. I swear I did. But let's break this down for a second. The judge laughed at him when he said something stupid. Not a good reason. Hey, you can't talk about the case or further victimize your victims on the platform where this victimization started. That just seems reasonable and common sense to me. Because if that wasn't the case, Chris would be out there on YouTube to this day spreading further misinformation, harassing even more people if that's possible. You have a close working relationship. I have a close working relationship with lots of people. Or I did. And I hated most of those people. So the fact that he's trying to say, oh, well, you work with him, you must love him. No, that's not the case. I'm a judge. It is what it is. Like, that's what the judge is thinking.
The clerks and Mr. Scarborough, sir?
And so does that mean I would be unfair?
I'm not sure, sir.
I've been doing this for 20 years. Have I been unfair in every case?
I think I would take care of my friends.
I'm not ready to debate
believe
you about
them
that.
first.
Shut up, Chris.
I'm not ready to debate you about this.
Yes, sir.
But don't accuse a judge of being having too close a relationship with clerks and victims if you can't prove it.
Now, I know you were watching the video and you were enjoying it and all that, but if you could do me a favor and hit the like button, it helps with YouTube's new algorithm. They're doing some funny stuff with the algorithm, and you need to leave a comment and like. I'm just asking for a like. If you could leave a comment, that'd be great too. Don't be a sucker, just fucking do it. Don't
accuse a judge of being having too close a relationship with clerks and victims if you can't prove it. Okay?
Well, it's kind of going off the basis of what the other judges are accused for here. And that's exactly what they said in their recusal, is that since they had a close working relationship with the victims in the case, that they felt.
I'm not running off cases very easy, and that's not going to do it for me. I don't know why, which other judges are you talking about?
I'm not sure the ones from here.
Okay. Well, I'll give you a hearing on that. Don't do that order. We'll set the, let's see what we're going to set, maybe.
On the 4th.
On the 4th.
As well.
He's not going to show an attorney. I know he's not going to, but he's ordered to. And we need to get this going. This matter came before the court on May the 18th, 2026, period. The attorney for the Commonwealth, the Honorable James A. Oliva, appeared. The defendant, Christopher Ryder, R-E-I-T-E-R, appeared. And the attorney for the defendant, Mr. Thomas D. Clay, did not appear but filed a motion to withdraw from the case. Period. Further, you hereby ordered that the motion for Thomas D. Clay is hereby granted, and he is no longer representing the defendant, period. I don't know if you can sum it up with this will take care of that. Number 2, it is ordered that, how do I say that? First paragraph, let's see what the verbiage is.
It's your fault.
Ordered that, evidently I'm going to do 1, 2, 3 as follows. Okay, that's the first. Number 2, the Commonwealth's motion to increase bond shall be heard on June 4th, 2026, period. Next paragraph, number. The defendant shall appear with counsel on June 4th, 2026, period. Next paragraph, the defendant's motion for this court to, for this judge to recuse shall be heard on June 4th, 2026. It's got the bond motion, motion to recuse.
The defendant shall appear with counsel on June 4th, 2026 for purposes of set trial.
Yes. We'll look at that for you. I want that order to require, we're going to give you there's a pending motion to recuse, which will need to be heard. I've granted the motion for Mr. Clay to recuse. We're going to do the bond motion. council action should be, this matter should be set for trial.
The hearing on the 21st needs to be remanded.
Yeah. And the motion should be set for trial. Anything else you certainly think of I haven't covered there? I'm trying to get your case together here.
I believe that would be everything from this court, but I also think that we filed wasn't there a filing for the Chief Justice Supreme? What is the 020, 26A 020? I think that passes from the clerk's office to the, I don't understand it all, Your Honor. I'm honest when I say.
I'm just a country bumpkin, Your Honor. I don't know. If you don't know, then shut the fuck up. Shake, yeah, even me, I'm a fraction of the size of you. My videos get to like 1,500 views and then walk their way to like 2,000 after a week, which is nonsense.
Term judicial retirement.
I'm sorry?
And you all reported me to the judicial removal and retirement?
I don't know.
So Mr. Clay's done?
I have no idea, sir.
Well, you do have an idea. You quoted me.
That's what he was telling me on the phone that need to be heard. That's why I remember it. 26A 020.
They don't tell you if you get a report to the judicial removal until
Was I not
they
supposed to
action.
say?
That's what they've done. It's pretty serious.
I'm sorry, sir. Thomas Clay is a good attorney, and I trusted him. I didn't know what to do. I just know they keep saying there's evidence that doesn't exist, and I've never shown none of it. I don't know what to do when I come to these hearings and my lawyer misses. I'm just trying to get through this, Your Honor, and it's been nothing but damage to me. There was a person charged with stalking me due to this case over in Indiana, and the news said that it was paid for by the complainant in this case.
Right here, Chris should be held in contempt of court. They should wrap him up right now and throw his ass in fucking prison. Nobody said that the news is the same news that did the BS hit piece as a third party for Chris. This motherfucker was, can anybody make a video? I've got some news. I've got some news. No, this is contempt of court. Wrap him up, throw him in prison. Let him sit. Innocent auditor, I think it just makes the judge dislike him more. Nothing beats showing up to court as a judge and having your mentally disabled defendant file a knowingly BS motion for you to step aside or recuse yourself because reasons. This should be contempt of court. And the fact that he's saying something, if you guys saw the stalking charges, this guy, Chris Ryder, should have been charged. The guy literally got in his car after someone drove down the main road to the point where it's called Main Street. Sped after him, chased him down, flipped a U-E, chased him down again. Chris should be in prison. Sitting on some decades in prison for all the shit that he's done. And that's not the bullshit where he's doxed people, fucking harassed people. This dude should be in prison.
So paying people to stalk me, which I believe is being investigated in Indiana right now.
Good thing this is
It's been a
Kentucky.
lot of hardship on my family, sir. I've got a little boy at home.
Chris does not have children. Not one child. No, he has no children. Chris has no children. Chris is bringing this on himself. And this is just him. I'm the victim. I'm the victim. Why won't you believe me? Well, because all the evidence says that you're the aggressor. It's crazy to me.
In your attorney's motion, which in your affidavit, which you apparently didn't prepare, which you signed under oath, it asks that I recuse myself pursuant to KRS 26A.1015. I hope that's what we're talking about, rather than being reported to the judicial review of retirement. So that's kind of the nuclear option, actually, for the fitness to take. So we're talking about 26A or something?
I believe there were two of them.
Well, that can be handled in an appropriate manner, court and so forth. Anything else?
Nothing from Commonwealth.
Thank you all. I'll see you all on June 4th.
What time, sir?
9 o'clock.
9 o'clock. Thank you.
Charles, I want you to fill out this affidavit before you leave.
Do I just take this with me?
No, I want you to do it while you're here.
Okay.
Just have a seat at the table, but
Thank you.
I'll make that motion.
All right. That's it. That's all we got. I'm up to here with Chris Ryder at this point. This dude lies some more, and then goes to the court, goes, they're just making up evidence. You post everything you fucking do. I watched the video of JJ's face getting zoomed in on, and then the fucking blur moves and you see it's JJ. Can't say it doesn't exist. We've all got copies. Some of us even made whole videos on it. Not saying it was me, but it may have been me. But it's just like, what are we doing? I think Shane said something earlier. I don't know if I put it on screen. If he would have taken a plea deal, he would have been done with whatever jail time he got, whatever probation he would have got after. He'd have been done with it already. And he could be back to being the fucking Michelin man out harassing people with a camera. He could be out doing that right now. But instead, he's kicking it down the road, kicking it down the road, kicking it down the road. And now he's telling a judge, you should recuse yourself because reasons. Chris, just take responsibility for your actions for once in your life. I'll never understand. I think we're about 30 minutes too early to send you guys to kill this stream. But that's what we're going to do, because I have 2 videos to make before I go to bed. And then I'm camping tomorrow. Can't wait. Can't wait. Well, maybe I should scroll down and see all the comments that I missed. Okay, serious question. Besides making a point to watch your videos and comment, is there anything we can do to... No. Like, comment, hype. I really don't know what that means. I've seen channels with like minimal views get 40,000 hype points, but I've also had videos with like 10,000 views that had like 800 hype points. So I don't know if those matter. That's it. That's all I got. All right. I'm going to kick you over to Killa early. Leave him a comment. Like the video. I'll probably be over there at some point to talk shit, but who fucking knows? I might get busy. I have a sovereign citizen video. Or I might go to sleep because apparently my body wants to go to sleep. Got a sovereign citizen video to do. And I have a video for the 3rd channel to do that Weapons actually inspired me to do by accident. So yeah, I'm going to be doing that. And that's it. And I'm out of here. Callan, BSBT is asking to borrow your tent when you're done. He is living in a cardboard condo as we speak. I might just give him my tent because I wouldn't want it back. Okay, that's the video. Okay, bye.
You're still here? It's over. Go home. Go.